Okay, I think we're live. Hi, welcome back to my channel and Facebook page. Today I have a very special guest with me. She is Kru Nam from Learn Thai. No, Speak Thai Possible. Sorry about that. สวัสดีค่ะ
It's
คุณ
okay.
น้ำสวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
เป็น
Hello
ยังไงบ้าง
everyone
คะไม่
ส
ได้เจอกัน
บายดี
นานเลย
ค่ะ
อื
ใช่
ม
ไม่ได้เจอกันนาน
ไม่ได้
I
เจอ
think
กันนานเนี่ย
ครั้งสุดท้ายที่เราทำงานด้วยกันทำวิดีโอด้วยกันก่อนโควิด
ใช่
collab
ใช่ So last
นา
time
น
we
มาก
were collaborating was back in February, right? Yeah,
ใช่
even before I went to San Francisco
อือ
and
ฮึ
you were still in Bangkok.
ใช่
We were making a video on Thai slang and expressions. Yeah.
อือฮึอือฮึ
Um, so สวัสดีค่ะคุณเทนสวัสดีค่ะคุณโร Okay, so we are live streaming on both platforms, Facebook page and YouTube. Okay, so say hello. Would like to say hello to everyone. สวัสดีค่ะคุณไข่or ไก่ Okay, so what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we have a lot of interesting topic that we're going to cover. Mainly, we are talking about tones, which is like
Yes.
people would think, "Oh my God, tone! No, I don't like it. I don't care."
Yeah, so today we're going to be covering misconceptions about Thai tones. And then we're going to talk about why Thai tones are so important. And next, we're going to talk about what makes Thai tones difficult to learn and to master, like in general, for beginners especially. And we're going to give recommendations at the very end how to improve your tone, okay, in Thai. And we're going to share our own experience, teaching experience with students, how we correct their tones and how can we motivate them to see that tones are important. I
Yes,
kind of give you the answer.
and
Tones are important. So
yeah,
yeah.
and
Okay.
all comments and all experience from you, please share with us because maybe you have different problem or maybe you have a nice way how to learn tone. So it would be nice if you share with us with other learner to help them to improve the tone.
Yeah, you guys can feel free to comment or ask any questions during our session. We try our best to answer every question you may have. And if we skip your lesson, please know that we'll try to answer at the very end of this session. We're going to have Q&A at the very end too. Okay, number 5 here. All right, let's just get started. So the very first topic that we wanted to cover today is misconceptions about Thai tones. What are those? What do you think, Nam? What are those misconceptions about Thai tones?
There are many misconceptions about Thai tone, but the first thing I can think of is a Thai learner, especially beginner, think that Thai tone is so difficult. And they think, okay, I speak English, I speak the language which is not the tonal language. And when they think, okay, it's difficult, it's challenging, then they start to ignore, even though it's so important. And not only students, even some teacher who teach Thai, and if they're not really like, I don't want to say not professional, but maybe they kind of ignore the tones as well. So they teach without giving you the how do you say that, the tone marker when you learn from Romanite script.
So
And
they just do karaoke, right? Like just
exactly,
purely English.
mm-hmm.
No tone marks.
And that is quite bad because if
Mhm.
you learn Thai language and you don't learn the tone, what's the point from my point
Yeah,
of
because
view?
Thai is tonal language, right? You cannot really learn the language without studying the tones. Yeah, I agree.
Because tone change the meaning of the word.
Yeah, you want to give an example?
The classic example I always give, I think 2 weeks ago I post a Facebook about the tones, and I give example the word cow with rising
Cow,
tone, cow, and
cow,
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 and then cow. These are three words that
cow.
we use all the time in daily life. And for Thai, we see the word white color, nude, and what else?
Rice.
Right, exactly. We
Yeah,
see three words, but for foreigner or for beginner, you see cow, cow, cow. Because
same,
you don't,
same, same.
yeah, you don't care when you don't care about the tone. What you hear, what you see is just cow, 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 and you come back to the teacher. Oh, is that the same word? I see. That word cow. ฉัน
Uh-huh.
กิน cow. Like ฉัน กิน cow. Is that possible? Of course not.
You're
We're
eating
talking
new,
about cow. You cannot eat news. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. Oh, by the way, guys, Nam is an expert on tone drills. She has this like one playlist on YouTube devoted to tone drills. You want to check that out.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
you
you can go and check the playlist called All About Thai Tones. So
have,
go
yeah,
on YouTube, All About Thai Tones, Speak Thai Possible. You should find it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, speak Thai possible. How come your name is not there?
I don't know.
Anyways, she's from Speak Thai Possible channel, by the way, guys. I put in
Okay,
the description later.
next
Okay,
let's go
so
back to the misconception. We talk about like people ignore, and
mhm.
another misconception is like tone deaf. Is that true? That if
Yeah, some people
you have
think
tone
they are
deaf?
tone. Yeah, some people think they are tone deaf. I doubt it. I think. Well, I mean, if someone can be really tone deaf, then what about? There's gonna be 1% or maybe like less than 1% of the Thai population who cannot really speak Thai because they are tone deaf, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's more to do with you just not familiar with the tonal language yet. And if you're like if you are an English native speaker, I mean native English speaker, then you wouldn't be able to understand like distinguish between tones from the beginning, right? But it would take time and practice for you to get familiar and get used to the tones and the differences between those each tones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I don't think anyone can be tone deaf. But I mean, if you are a speech therapist and you have like a proof or evidence about it, let us know too. We could be wrong. But I personally don't think anyone can be tone deaf. It just because you're not familiar with something doesn't mean that you cannot or not gonna be able to do it in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because think about Thai people. I would say uh, I never hear any Thai who speak with the wrong tone because they
Mhm.
have the problem with the tone deaf. Hmm.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You just Sarah said, you're just not used to the tone. You just need more input.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tone deaf refers to musical tones usually. Yeah, I agree. It's actually the terms that we use for musical notes like I mean some people has perfect pitch. Perfect pitch is the person who can tell like which note that is hit. Like for example, I hit the note C do and they can tell right away it's do. They have perfect
Hmm.
pitch. But tone deaf is like they cannot distinguish between those sounds. And that's the reason I think music is harder than learning Thai because Thai we have 5 tones, but for like music we have like 8, right? No, 7, 8 or 7. Yeah, do re mi fa sol la si do. Yeah, so that's harder. I would say that's harder. Thank you, Andy.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so hello, Guna. Welcome back. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Nam.
Hi.
Keelan. Yeah. So Ronaldo said cow, cow, cow. Correct.
Hmm.
You put in order for high consonant. That's pretty good. Okay. So any other misconception we want to talk about now?
Another
Have
misconception, maybe we can talk about that. People think that okay, if I ignore the tone, it's fine because Thai people can understand from the context.
right, right. Thai people are so understanding, and we are very forgiving, and we were trying to like anything that you said, we're gonna say, oh, you speak Thai really good.
You get spoiled by Thai people.
I mean,
Whatever you say, they're just like, yeah, you're good.
I don't really say that if they're not good. No, I'm pretty honest, but I'm not rude. I would say
Hmm.
something that encouraged them to improve. I'm not be like, oh my god, your tone like is horrible. I don't say that. There's nothing is could be horrible. It
Hmm.
depends on your perception. If you just start off as a beginner, a total beginner, and you don't understand tones at all, it cannot be horrible for you because you don't know about it yet, right? It's your experience. So I don't really make like a rude comment on people's tone, but I would be like, if you want to study more or work on your tone, then yeah, you can, we can work on that together. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't lie to people. Sorry.
Yeah, and we are the teacher. That's why we try to improve the pronunciation of the students. And the goal is not that we really want you to talk like Thai and sound like Thai, 100% Thai, because I know that it's quite difficult. But the goal is just we want you to be able to communicate better and be able to understand better and boost your confidence when you speak Thai. That is the goal. Why you have to learn tones and improve your pronunciation.
Yeah, one other thing about how to master your, like when we're talking about mastering your tone or Thai tone or any language, your language skill for any languages, I think the goal is not to become a native speaker because you'll never become one. Like my goal is never to become an English native speaker because there's no way I would become one. But how can I speak closest to native speakers? I would say that, right?
Exactly.
So the same way with like when I teach my students, I don't want to transform them to become a native speaker in Thai because that's impossible, right? Unless they were born here and they, they were born and then they were bilingual from the beginning, from when they were born and they got to speak both languages. There's no way someone can become a native speaker. Yeah,
exactly.
That's my opinion. So my goal is to make sure that they have more confidence speaking Thai to people, and they, the other person can understand them better, resulting in better and effective communication. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's it, right? From misconception, we're gonna move on to
the second
why are Thai tones so important?
I think actually this is quite clear for everyone. It's just like you just ignore it. Yeah. So since you learn Thai, the first lesson, the teacher would tell, okay, Thai is a tonal language, and why it's so important? You have to look at the word component or syllable component. I can't compare between English and Thai. For example, for English, the syllable component is you need initial consonant, you need vowel, or maybe you need a final consonant in order to create one word. And when you change one of these components, the meaning change, right? But for Thai, the syllable component, you need initial consonant, you need vowel, and you need tone and final consonant like in English. And in these four components, when you change one of them, the tone changes the way like it works in English. That's why cow, which means news, change to cow in falling tone. It changed the meanings to rice.
Yeah, it's the same as like when you add the letter L for the word cock to clock.
Then it totally changed.
Different. Yeah, the same. Yeah. That's the same way. Yeah. So
it just
go ahead.
I just want to say that because the in these four components, initial consonant, vowels, or final consonant is easy to see, and you're used to it if you speak English or other language because you have all of those in your language. But tone is not a part of your language, and tone is what you don't see. It's what you hear, and when you ignore, you don't hear. That's why you kind of you ignore it because you're not used to it. It's not in your language.
That's right. Yeah, that's a really good point because you're not used to tone. That's why you think, oh, okay, it's fine to just like ignore the tone because you don't change consonant, you don't change any other element of the word. So how come, the meaning can? That's I have a lot of examples like when people send me comments, like post comments without tones. And they would say something like karaoke Thai.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The other day I was live streaming when I was on my way to the singing studio, and I think someone or a few people posted something like tang kwa tang ni, something like that, and I couldn't figure that out what they said. And then the other subscriber said tang or tani or something like that, and I figured, oh, okay, he meant T as in the T, tao sound, not like
okay.
So that's why it's so important to learn Thai script to avoid, this confusion, because we have a lot of transliteration systems, right?
Mm-hmm. We don't
In the
have a
market.
standard system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Even us, like Nam and I, we use different transliteration system. I use Pipun Plus, and I used to use Thai2English.com before. And Nam uses what do you use?
So like something like close to the website of thailanguage.com. Yeah, that
Okay.
system. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so someone said Cantonese has 9 tones, I believe. That's crazy.
Oh,
That's
really? I thought
that's even more than musical theory.
I don't know how they manage that. I'm not so sure if I can manage to learn Cantonese as well.
No, said, hi Sarah, hi Nam. Love your channel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, the comment of your travel vlogs. Would be nice if you make more. You mean for Nam, right?
Have you done the travel vlogs before, Sarah?
Yeah, like my quarantine maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, quarantine. Mm-hmm.
He probably meant for your channel now, so you gotta work on that.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, I try to find a time to make more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Kanom. Hi. We're glad you're here. Kanom is a very good friend of ours.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Nick said, watch Thai movies, news, variety show, listen to Thai radio, talk to your Thai friends, mimic them. Yeah.
Exactly. It's about the input, especially for beginners. I mean, you need to listen a lot in order to get used to the tone. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Next comment. I do not read a Thai script. In the future, plan to learn. What is the best way for me to learn the tones? Get into Thai script. You already answered your question. I mean, yeah, you said you don't read. So yeah, now what do you think? The best way for him to learn, I believe is a guy, I think. Best way for me, yeah, I think it's a gent, not a lady, right? Fisher. Best way for him to learn the tones, I think, is through Thai script.
Yeah, to Thai script, and you need to do tone drills. Yeah, to learn tone drills, I mean, for everyone, especially for total beginner. If you just start to learn Thai a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, please go back. Please do tone drill, in order to be able to distinguish the tone when you hear it. At least when you hear a word, you need to know, oh, this word is middle tone, this word is falling tone. That is the first thing. You hear it, you can distinguish the tone. And the second goal is you need to be able to produce the tone. For example, you want to speak this word with a falling tone, then you try to make it a falling tone. So 5 tone, you need to be able to produce all 5 tones. And when you manage with these 2 skills, you can start to learn more vocabularies, learn more grammar, and start to talk. And then you will talk with the right tone.
Okay, we're gonna talk more about this as well in the recommendation topic later. Later on, we're gonna talk more about how to get into improving your Thai tone and stuff.ภาษา karaoke. Oh. All right, so have we covered that one already? Now we're gonna talk about
the third topic.
Yeah. What makes Thai tone? Let me put in the screen so you can.
What makes Thai tones difficult to learn?
What makes Thai tone difficult to learn and to master? You want to go first, or you
Yeah,
want me to go
first, I would say the first obstacle is when you learn from Romanized script. That makes the tones
difficult?
difficult.
But it
Yeah,
make it easy for them to be able to speak right away. But it's actually harder for you to get to the right tones. It's kind of
yeah.
ironic, but
Mm-hmm.
it's true.
Yeah, because we have talked about this before. You said, okay, when someone learn Thai from the Romanized script, it's like someone need a crutch to walk all the time. Yeah, so they cannot talk by
Uh,
themselves. And not only about the tones. Actually, when you learn from Romanized script, you create a tone problems. You cannot differentiate the tone. We create the vowel length problem as well, because the length of the vowel are so important in Thai, like khao
mhm,
and khao. If you learn from Romanized script, it's not only about the tone that you make a mistake, but about the length. Khao, like he, and khao is
mhm,
white with the
mhm,
same tone, rising tone. Hmm. And
mhm.
what else?
I think
Uh,
from my experience, because people want instant gratification, um,
mm-hmm,
they want a shortcut. They want to be able to speak right away, even though it's wrong tone. It's at least something, instead of working on their tones from the get go.
mm-hmm,
So I think it boils down to impatience. If you
mm-hmm,
are an impatient person in general, so when you get to start new things, you will feel like you get bored easily. Then you will just skip the important part, which is like the foundations. And when
mm-hmm,
when when you skip the foundations and you don't have strong foundations on anything or the language, how can you master the language or whatever that is? Even like a new activity. Let's say you want to rollerblade. If you don't know
mm-hmm.
how to do it properly or get good foundation, how are you gonna balance yourself? How are you gonna move? Right? It's the same with everything. So I think I'm impatient too sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I want to accomplish or like finish the project, a
Mm-hmm.
project or any project in a very short period of time. But I feel like I rather get a good foundation of the things that I'm doing rather
Mm-hmm.
than wasting my time in a long run. And that applies to TypeScript too. I'm not saying that you have to get into TypeScript right off the bat. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
that at some point you got to get into TypeScript. I understand it's daunting to get into Thai writing right away, right? You
Mm-hmm.
want to maybe like improve. You want to get into speaking first and be able to speak for a little bit. Maybe like I would say 20 lessons or sessions max.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get to TypeScript, and then once you get to TypeScript, you will understand that this is the word that I speak before, and this is how it's written.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel amazing. You're gonna find so like, wow, I can actually read it too now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I,
So
I I agree with you. I agree with you, Sarah, that actually you don't really need to start from learning how to read Thai, because that could demotivate you.
yeah,
I understand that TypeScript is difficult. You can start to learn from speaking,
yeah,
but you still cannot ignore tone.
yeah.
You start from learning how to speak, but make sure that you start to learn how to speak with the right pronunciation, with the right tone.
Yeah,
Then
with the
there's
right
nothing
tones.
wrong.
You
Yeah.
need to put a lot of efforts into it. You need to actually like, because tones are totally new, right? Especially if you speak English, because English has
Mm-hmm.
no tones, but you guys have
Mm-hmm.
intonation, which is as important. So when you get started like learning tones, you have to actually understand the differences between five tones first before you can
Mm-hmm.
actually form sentences. Okay, that's so important. I don't teach sentences until my student get a good like understanding of what tones are. It's very
Exactly.
important. It's so important. I always emphasize in my class, it's so important. And
Mm-hmm.
as much as I, can speak English with very least accent, I want my students to speak Thai with proper pronunciation, at least accent as
Mm-hmm.
well, if possible. So it's like I understand you can get away with wrong tones. Totally. Don't get me wrong. It's totally fine. You can go and order food. It's fine. People still understand you. But why don't, like, you don't want to master your tone when you can and you are able to. Everyone is able to master that tone. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be patient. Patience is the key. Patience.
And practice.
Consistency. You need to review a lot. You know, you need to make time for it. When you think something is important to you, you make time for it. I don't believe it. Anyone doesn't have time. Like when people say I don't have time, it's because you don't value or prioritize that things enough. If you think Thai is so important to you and you want to speak Thai with your girlfriend, boyfriend's family, then make time for it. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's answer the comments.
Okay.
We got some comments here. รัดดินเทพนะคะถามว่า I experienced many times that Thais exchange their law and lolling while speaking since I talk to them in Thai clearly. Yes. The thing is, even with my like Thai seniors in our society, they always encourage us to trill R properly. Okay? It's not wrong to do it properly. And as a teacher, I do it properly on camera when I teach and in lessons. However, when I speak Thai to my friends, I drop R almost all the time. But nowadays, they actually pick up my true R a lot because I'm used to speaking properly. So I'm really proud of myself to be able to speak very clearly, like true R, like it's fine to don't say it. But if you trill R properly, you're going to sound very, I don't want to say like nicer, but you just sound very proper. And sometimes inappropriate in a very casual situation or context. People will be like, wow, you're so proper. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. To be proper in any situation is good, right?
Exactly. Maybe when you talk with, maybe you need to, it depends on the situation as well. Maybe when you talk Thai with your close friend, with your friends, you can drop from roria to lolling. It's fine because you are among friends. But maybe when you talk in a meeting or in a formal situation, you change from pronounce lolling to rolia, the right rolia, then you will sound a bit sophisticated. I would say,
like a proper.
At least you know the right way to say it.
One thing though, I always teach my students, I said, this is a proper way to say it. It's up to you. You can say krap or cup. Either way is fine, but you will hear cup more often. I guarantee you 99% of the time you hear cup. Yeah. Even krap home, you hear cup home instead of krap home, right? The proper way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not wrong to say, to replace L, to replace R with L or with L. But as a Thai instructor or teacher, I would try to be proper because it's my job. It would be wrong. It would be wrong if I would tell people, oh, you don't need to trill R because it's not needed. Because all of our teachers want us to trill R. Is that right now? All of our Thai teachers they want us to speak properly. It would be so wrong of me to say, yeah, don't trill R ever. I would be like, yeah, you can trill R, up to you, but you will hear this. It's just not the right way, but Thai say it anyways. Right?
And this is on your own choice.
Yeah,
it's your own choice to choose. Yeah, which way you want to sound like.
It's not wrong to say cup instead of club.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine. So you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So next, hi Andy. BB. Hello. Next one. Oh, ตามคอมเมนต์ไม่ทันนะคะ I think we need a moderator next time.
I cannot
reproduce the tone. Sometimes it's difficult because it's hard to distinguish only by hearing. You have any advice for that now?
To replace okay, because it's hard to distinguish only by for beginner just to hear it's difficult. one recommendation I can give is like maybe if you can find a native speaker or even teacher, you need to practice like tone by tone, and the teacher or any native speaker who you practice with, they should show you with the hand, because for
Ah,
beginner you cannot hear
oh,
it, but you
me
can
too.
see the tone. That's why my video normally when I teach, I I use the hand for the beginner, as because at least when you cannot hear the tone, you can see the tone. When I say ka, yeah, that is middle tone. Or when I say ka, you can see the
Ga,
tone with the hand. Mm-hmm.
ah, ga, ga. Okay,
Ka. Yeah.
next comment. This one is interesting. How to improve our
Mm-hmm.
speed while talking because I can't understand even simple statements because they're too fast. Exactly. That's why you shouldn't focus on
Mm-hmm.
speed yet. How can you run before walking? Tell me how.
So you need
So
to start to stand up and yeah, walk slow, or
ต้องแบ
and
บ
then
ว่า
you
เรีย
speed
นเป็น
later
คำ
or what?
ๆต้องเรียนเป็นคำๆก่อนใช่ไหมครูน้ำต้องแบบว่าคำๆเป็น
ใช่
คำๆก่อน
ใช่
Yeah, you have to focus word by word first. Don't worry about speed. Don't worry about anything like of that. You cannot learn Thai overnight. Okay, some people can,
Mm-hmm.
but they're talented, right? We have different approaches to learning a language. But my suggestion is don't worry about, oh, they speak so fast. I mean, when I first learned Spanish and I heard Spanish people talking, I felt so discouraged because they spoke really fast. However, anyone speaks fast in their own language. That's just common.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to focus on tones, work your way to sentences, and then you can start listening to shows or TV or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
I don't think you can actually like skip that step and then watch Thai TV right off the bat when it comes to
exactly.
like, yeah. What do you think, Nam?
I would say like you're right. I would say like the speed mean fluency, and
Yeah.
the fluency will come naturally when you
Mhm.
have enough knowledge. Like you can build the sentence completely. Maybe at the beginning you go slow because it takes time for you to form the sentence, but when you have a lot of vocabularies, you can form many sentences,
Mhm.
then the fluency will come naturally, I would say. It's
Did
like
I
when you
answer
learn
your answer?
when we learn how to speak English. At the beginning I cannot talk fast as well because it takes time to think to form a
Right. Takes
sentence.
time to think.
Yeah, but when your language is better, when your language improve, the fluency will come.
Okay, so TTAE Jimmy, don't feel discouraged. It will come naturally later.
Mm-hmm.
I would say at least 1 to 2 years for fluency. That's like
Mm-hmm.
the fastest um, timeline that I ever experienced, like with students. But don't feel discouraged. It's a journey, and enjoy the journey. Don't see it as a burden, because if you don't
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it, how you gonna accomplish, right? Yeah, I think, did I answer her question? How to improve our speed while talking because I can't even understand simple statements. Yeah, so if you watch stuff on YouTube, there's what's it called, replay the speed. You can
Change the
like a play
speed, you mean?
change the speed
Mm-hmm.
to like 0.5 or 0.75. Yeah. So you can
Mm-hmm.
try that and then gradually move up to original speed. And later on, you will be able to pick up. My suggestion, how do we learn when we study English again now? It came naturally, right? Like later on, once
It
we
came
became
naturally,
fluent.
and what I practice is I talk quite slow before, and to
Mhm,
improve my speed, to improve my fluency, what I do is I I watch the series, for example, and then I select my favorite sentences. I write it down, And then I practice those sentences by hearing many times. I just like go backward. Okay, I want to practice this sentence. I listen to them and then I practice. I try to talk fast like the native speaker. And maybe you can do the same. Yeah,
Yeah. So I
that's
think
what I do. Yeah.
don't feel discouraged. It's too fast because you're not used to it yet. And that's the way native speakers speak anyways in any languages. Yeah. So keep practicing. Yeah, I think it's so important to stay motivated because it's so sometimes it's like, oh, you find it so difficult, like, it's so difficult. You have to tell yourself it's not difficult, it's just new to me. I'm not used to it yet. When you change that mindset, when you change the perspective of that, you will feel that, okay, anything is possible. It's just new to me. It doesn't mean that I would not be able to accomplish, right? You have to change that kind of thinking. Yeah. I remember I told myself, like 5 years from now, I'm going to be able to speak without thinking. Like I mean, like before when I spoke English, I had to form sentences in my head. Just like that. And I kept telling myself that I was gonna speak English without a script in my head in 5 years from now. And now, yeah. And I think I'm pretty fluent. I don't need to do that anymore. It just came naturally. I didn't plan. I just enjoyed the process.
Yeah.
But that's a really good question. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So thank you for the comment, Jimmy. สวัสดีค่ะคุณคลาส
คุณ Klaus Weimann. I would guess that he's German.
Hi,
just
Klaus.
from the last name. I'm not so sure I'm right, but yeah.
สวัสดีครับผู้หญิง Do we say that สวัสดีครับผู้หญิง
Hello, ladies.
สาว Yes, that is สวัสดีครับสาว
Yeah, right. It's better to say that way. สวัสดีครับสาว
เอนบอกว่า diphthong vowel combos also final sounds on consonants difficult. Yeah, I agree. It's difficult to teach too. Good point, because sometimes I get afraid to be misunderstood what they're saying. I'm relying now on the Thai script besides writing sentences and paragraphs. That's good. MO said also confusing is the practice of dropping the R, L. You mean R, right? Or L?
R out L.
Yeah, I mean,
think it's the same like R and L, like Roria Loling.
Yeah, we drop L too, like ไกล would be ไกล ไกล ไม่ไกลค่ะ but I try to speak properly now. ภาษาไทยยากมากจากคุณ 7-Eleven นะคะ
I'm hungry now. When I see 7-Eleven.
I learned my Thai the same way like the American Thai guys, speak like local but can't read or write. Yeah, Pi Kwan is so talented. He didn't get into Thai script earlier. Now he can write. He can read now, but he cannot write because he used Google voice texting. But anyways, he was talented because he picked up the tones. I think he has a talent for it, but not a lot of people can do that, honestly.
Because I'm curious as well, like how many Thai learners who can speak Thai fluently with a very good pronunciation without knowing how to read and write Thai, or at least without knowing how to read Thai. Like it's difficult, right?
I know maybe 2 people. One is my friend Ian in Vancouver, and then the other one is Pi Kwan.
Okay, so not a lot.
No, very
so
few.
Language genie.
Nico, that's good. If you, I mean, people are different, and we have different ways of learning, right? So to each their own. Okay, ลังเนื้อชอบลังยา. Because if something works for you, keep doing it. If that thing is not working for you, change things around and experience for yourself. Yeah. George บอกว่า up to you. I heard that a lot. อันนี้คือแบบเกี่ยวไหมเนี่ย Is that relevant to our topic? Joe, we're happy you're here anyways, Joe. Ronaldo Yoga. Oh, hi. Hang on. We already answered his question. Right? Oh, okay, this is the other one.
About Rolly
I'm
and
more
Lolling.
comfortable using lolling instead of รอเรือ when I'm playing game with my friend รู้สึกง่ายกว่า Haha, that's good. Up to you.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to recommendations. This one.
Yes.
Recommendations
Okay.
how to improve
I
high
think that's
tones.
the last topic
the
that we're
last-
going to
the
cover
last,
today. So I would say, okay, recommendation. We cannot do like for everyone. We need to separate between like recommendation for a total beginner. For the total beginner, maybe of course you cannot read Thai script yet. I would say if you haven't started to learn Thai properly, I mentioned before that you should spend a week or more if you need to do tone drills. Like start from the tone. You need to be able to distinguish the tone when you hear it and be able to pronounce them, and that's what you have to do at the beginning. And but for some beginners who learn Thai for some time but still cannot read Thai, what would you recommend? The first recommendation, Sarah.
Oh, you mean intermediate learners?
Still beginner but cannot read Thai but want to improve Thai tone.
Oh, like a total beginner, or just like they learn for a while?
Learn for a while but cannot read Thai.
You mean cannot read Thai or cannot do proper tone?
Cannot
both?
do proper tone and cannot read Thai as well. That's what I mean. Mhm.
Well, okay, so if they cannot read Thai and they don't do proper tone, it's time for them to learn Thai script.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if they already know Thai script, but their tones still not very like correct or good,
Mhm.
then so there's two cases. Okay, first is they don't. That one's pretty easy. If your tone is not correct and you don't know Thai script, then get into Thai script and it will help a lot with your tones. But if you can write, but your tone's still not quite correct, then you need to work really hard on tone. Like back to the beginning, back to the basic.
Yeah.
It's
With
it might sound discouraging, but it's only the case. It's only the only way that you can improve your tones. I actually have one of my students. He's from Cambodia. He speaks Khmer. He misunderstood that Thai didn't have any tones. So you can tell like Khmer script and Thai script are pretty close, right? So it wasn't hard for him to be able to write right away. However, his tones was pretty wrong. And so when he came to me, like our first lesson, I can give you an example, and I have his permission to share about this. Okay, he like Monday he would say วันจันทร์ วันอังคาร like Tuesday วันจันทร์ วันอังคาร. So everything's gonna be rising tone, and it took us about a good 3-4 weeks to actually get into that and remove วันจันทร์ to วันจันทร์ and change to วันจันทร์, the correct one. วันอังคาร to be วันอังคาร. I found it very cute, like the accent. I found it very cute. And there's no offense at all. Like I enjoy hearing it a lot, but it wasn't the right way. So, and he was willing to work on it with me. The thing is, if the student is willing to work with me on the thing that they think is wrong, then yeah, that's good. They will see the progress. But if the student like is impatient, they want instant gratification, they don't want to fix the things that they need to fix, then it's gonna take a while, or maybe they would never ever fix that ever. Yeah. So Kim Hai's been studying with me since February, and now his tone is pretty good. I would say like almost 90% now. Correct.
Very good. Yeah.
So
exactly.
Before I would say 20% correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's like always off, like you know. But now it's like I'm so proud of him, and he can tell too that his tones improve a lot. It's because we both pay attention to tone. We both put like give importance to what it needs to be worked on. Because if me as a teacher didn't care about tone and just let him get away with it, I'd be like, oh, it's okay. We understood anyways. Your tone's off. Totally fine. People love the accent. Then he would never improve. Yeah. And he worked really hard. He's been working really hard on tones too. And he studied with me every single week. That's so important too. The consistency.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I would like to share the experience as well. I have a student who can speak good Thai, intermediate, upper intermediate level. He can read Thai very well, but he cannot speak at the right tone. And the point is, he never learned tone rules. He know how to read and write. He never learned tone rules. So what we have done is we start learning tone rules, and then it's we spend pretty much the same time like your student, like 3 to 4 weeks, like to fix the tone. Of course, if you learn Thai for a long time, you have to accept that you have kind of a wrong input, you have the wrong pronunciation, and to change your pronunciation to the right one, it takes time, takes patience. But it's not that you cannot make it. You can. Like with my student, he speak with the off tone a lot, like your student. But we practice word by word, and he read quite slow. And each which word that he speak with the wrong tone, we fix, and we keep practice, and after some time, after 3-4 weeks, he can speak much better. And he could not even believe himself that there is a chance that he can improve his tone, his pronunciation. It's possible. It's like you said, it's about the willingness. You need to like have a intention to change, to improve your pronunciation. Yeah.
The thing about teachers in general is we don't want to discourage our students, but a good teacher should know how to motivate their student as well. Some teachers are so afraid of telling students that what they're doing is wrong because they don't want to disappoint them or make them unhappy, right? But I think there's a way to be honest and also encouraging to people, like to learners as well. So usually when like in the case like with Kim Hai, right, my Cambodian student, when he say something like the whole sentence, let's say there are 10 words, and he get maybe 70 or 60% right, 6 words right, I would give him compliment for that 6 words. And I would see if those 4 words are that important or not. Or if he have the same pattern of doing things like the same word that he's keep doing it wrong, then I'll fix it. But if he's like spellingly, maybe sometimes he got T wrong, sometimes he got pen wrong, then I wouldn't bother fix every single thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it also depends. Like each teacher has different approach, but for me, I'm very confident when it comes to fixing the students' tones. I have my own ways to engage them, and I know it's boring if we have to go back and fix everything. So you kind of have to like mix it around, like mix and match with other things too. You cannot just like do tones all the time, So it could be boring. But if you are a beginner, try to get the tones right from the very beginning so that you don't have to waste your time and go back and do it again, right? But for people who already learned for a while and you think that your tone is not quite right, then you need to put a lot of efforts to change. You can still change it if you want to. It's you who decides if you want to change it or not. But again, you can get away with wrong tones. Yes, I'm sure people are understanding here, but you don't want to master it if you can, right? I think everyone can change if they want to change for the better.
Yeah. Just be patient and don't look for perfection.
Yeah,
it's hard.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe Ford said, I try to listen to people in markets. Wow, it's so fast. I only pick up the odd word, like what? Like kai.
Only pick up only some word over.
Oh my God, hablas español? Sí, un poquito. Hablo español un poquito. soy de Thailandia, something like that. I'm native Spanish speaker, and it's more easy Thai to Spanish than Thai to English due to sound and grammar. Yeah, you guys have through R2 like guitar, blah, blah, blah. Right? Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe the common thing about Spanish and Thai is that we talk so fast.
Thank you, Joe. Wise word, Sarah. Thank you. Ro, we. Is it also important to learn about Thai culture parallel to understand, for example, how do you say how are you? Exactly. You cannot really speak the language effectively without understanding of the culture. That's right. So you're gonna keep saying sabai mai without knowing the context that we don't really like. Thai people don't really talk about feeling that much. We talk about food. Have you eaten yet? กินข้าวหรือยัง
Exactly.
ไปไหน We're so nosy. We want to know where you guys are all the time. Just joking. ไปไหนน้ำไปไหนไปไหน
ไปกินข้าวมา
ไปกินข้าวมา
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for bringing that up. That's so important. Klaus said, Nam, I heard you speak German. Sarah is still learning this language. I'm from Germany. Can you read that now?
Good old Germany. Okay. Grüße, like hello from good old Germany.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yes, I speak some German. I'm learning German, and I would say German language is more difficult than Thai, from my point of view.
Okay, now you can teach me German. So someone commented in German. Oh, here, 1 second. What does he say? Can you read that?
Okay, I will try. Thank you, Peter, to test my German. Meiner Meinung nach ist es unverzichtbar, die Zeitschrift zu lernen und eine gute Tontabelle zu benutzen. Nam hat mir die von Frau Kadrag empfohlen. Diese hilft mir sehr gut. So he said from his opinion is that is like you cannot อุนฟัซิกบา you cannot แปลว่าอะไรอะทิ้งอะไม่สามารถทิ้งภาษาอังกฤษว่าไง how to say that in English
ditch
yeah you cannot dish to learn how to you need to learn Thai script and you need to learn the tone table.
Is he your student? Is he your student?
No. I think he's follower. He's my follower.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, you're right. We cannot ignore the Thai script and tone table. You have to use that and you have to learn.
It's very fun though. You're gonna have some workshop soon, right now? About tones.
I'm planning to do some workshop about tone and tone rules because there are a lot of people who know how to read and write Thai, but they don't manage to learn the tone rules. I don't know why. Actually, it's not a lot. It seems a lot. It seems difficult, but
very easy. I love teaching tone rules too.
Me too. Yeah.
It's so easy. Yeah. It's so much fun. Like once you get it, you're like, oh, why didn't I learn this sooner? You know? Okay. Exactly. In your example, far becomes chicken. Oh, gai to gai. Gai. Yeah, that's tone. Thank you, Mo. Nam, Sarah, I watched a video about how Thai writing is the most complicating writing. That's not true. That's exaggerating. You know why? Because the thumbnail needs to stand out. So that's why the title is like that. And a lot of Thai people also suffer while learning it.
Okay, I wouldn't lie to you. I will not lie to the student that how to write Thai is easy. Yes, I would say it's complicated, but it's not most complicated writing system. Right. It's not most complicated. It's complicated, but you can learn. And as you know that we have 44 alphabets and a lot of vowels, and the vowel can change the form when there is a final consonant. My suggestion is don't try to learn 44 letters all together. Just go little by little. Don't demotivate yourself. Yeah, and I would suggest to learn by class because then you can learn tone rules together.
Yeah, when we talked about classes, we meant consonant classes. Yeah.
Which we have 3 classes. high
Yeah,
class,
which
middle
are
class, and low
middle.
class.
Yeah.
And the class doesn't have anything to do with the tone. There's no connection. Yeah.
So you have to remember them all. Um, so the thing, let's talk about, I know it's like not really relevant to what we're talking, but just letting Jimmy know that consonant class is so important and only middle consonants can go over 5 tones. So we usually say Thai has 5 tones, but most of the times, like not all the letters can do all 5 tones anyways.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, and that brings to we can answer the question from Jimmy. A lot of Thai people also suffer while learning it. Is this
they don't
true?
suffer. They don't suffer from speaking. They suffer in exam because they don't know the tone rules. They just speak because they are a native speaker, so they can speak effortlessly. But
Exactly.
when it comes to exam, yes, I did really
Mm-hmm.
well for Thai subject.
Mm-hmm.
But the most, like, the subject that I did the best was English. Thai
Mm-hmm.
is always the second. But I
Yeah.
mean, compared to my like peers or classmates, I did pretty
Mm-hmm.
good for Thai subject. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never suffer. I like the Thai subject a lot, apart from English. Yeah.
Yeah, but when it comes to writing, yes, it's quite difficult. You will if you can read some posts on Facebook, if you have some Thai friend and write something on Facebook, you might see from time to time that Thai people write some word wrong, especially with the high class consonant and low class consonant, because those class actually you cannot use mai chat tawa
Yeah.
and mai tri.
Mai
You cannot use
Chatawa, yeah. Mai
Machatawa and
Chatawa and
Maitri to
Maitri.
create a high tone and rising tone the way you use it with the middle class consonant. And Thai people, they learn tone rules, but it's long time ago, and then they forgot. And then yeah, sometimes they write a word with a high class. No, not high class. Sorry, with a low class
Low
consonant,
consonant. Yeah.
and they put Maitri in order to produce like
High tone.
high tone, and it's so wrong.
For
A
example,
lot on the internet.
the name Nook. I always see it
Right.
with Maitri, but it's wrong. It's supposed to be Maito. Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Maito already produces high tone. You don't need Maitri for low
No,
consonant.
actually, I would say nook. Even the word nook, you don't even need mito because it's a dead
Oh yeah,
syllable,
that's
not
right. It's
vowel.
that syllable.
See?
So not,
Yeah, you no nu sala u ko kai.
yeah,
You
it's
don't
already
need
high tone.
any tone marker to create a high tone. It's already tone marker. It's already high tone.
It's already
Yeah,
high tone.
right.
Yeah. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
And this is quite difficult.
when I think about the name Nook, the right one should be Maito, not Maitri. But it's
Mm-hmm.
actually
Actually, wrong
you
as
don't even
well.
need,
You
yeah,
don't
you don't
need
even need
any
tone
tone
mark.
marker.
See,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like not, sometimes it's like because I'm so used to them using it. Sometimes we see it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I don't get to use like the right one, Nook, no nu, sort of ukokai. So sometimes I can be wrong too,
Yeah.
So yeah. But I mean, it's not like a big of a deal because like people are gonna keep using the wrong way anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, if your name Nook from when you were born with Maitri, then you don't want to change it, right?
But it's
You've
wrong.
been writing like all your life. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, Nook. So how would the sound be if you put Maito for that word?
It's not
Nook.
possible for the dead syllable
Ah,
because
so
the
people
rule
be
is
using it wrong.
if the word is you use a low class consonant and it's dead
Right.
syllable, it's short vowel, you get high tone
Like
already.
rak, the same, right? Rak, mak,
Exactly. Rak, when you write
rak,
rak,
mak,
it's high
nak.
tone. You don't need
Yeah,
maito. If you put
right.
maito, it's wrong. Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to dead syllable, you don't really need a lot of tone marks.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
let's just do the next comment. Do you both live in Thailand? Do you offer courses for German advanced students at our time? What? I'm offering group lessons right now for beginners, and I'll get into tones for the first 2 sessions. But not German, not in German, in English.
I
You
live
got-
in Germany, but do you offer course for a German advanced student? Okay, yes, I offer a course in European
Advanced.
time zone, but I offer a course in English, not in German, because my German is not that good yet. So,
But I think both of our schedules are full right now. Is that right?
yeah, right now I cannot accept any student.
So me either. So, if you're interested, you can join my group lessons, but it's for beginners, not for advanced learners. Klaus said, I speak English very well, but my German is better. I bet.
I bet if you're German.
What is the best technique for learning the script? Just start now. That's the best technique.
The best technique is
I'm gonna let Nam answer.
I would say, like what I said before, don't learn too many letters at the same time. Like go the best way is the way that I teach my students is I teach by class. So the first class I teach only the middle class consonant, and then only 1, 2, 3 vowels, and you start to mix the consonants and the vowel together and practice that. Write a lot.
How many hours one needs to be able to read Thai script now? What do you think?
If you go not so slow and not so fast, maybe 30 hours.
30 hours with teacher or 30 hours and
with teachers. For example, like if students want to learn Thai script with me, not just to read Thai, read and write. Only to read, you can make it faster, because you just need to remember that symbol. What is gok kai? What is gok kai? That is easier if you just want to learn how to read. Maybe 10 hours is enough, but if you want to write as well, you need to remember how to write them. Then it's more difficult. Then maybe you need 20 up to 30 hours, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. But
it's not that long. I mean, like if you dedicate like 30 hours, think about that. You dedicate only 30 hours to learn how to read and write Thai. It's a skill, and it stays with you for the rest of your life, and it will really improve your pronunciation.
Yeah, and you can lift the crutch, and you can walk now properly, and you can run by watching the TV show later. I would say running is like you actually can watch the TV show, can actually converse with Thai people. But when you walk, it's like you can read Thai script, But if you're a total beginner, then you need a crutch like that. Remembering all the classifiers is more difficult than the tones. Yes, I agree. What are classifiers now? What are classifiers? Can you explain to the audience? Classifiers.
Classifier is a word that you need, for example, when you want to tell the number of the noun. For example, in English, when you want to say one lady, there's a number, right? One is number, and lady is a noun. But in Thai, you need a classifier. You need to say ผู้หญิง1 คน You need a noun, a number, and then a classifier.
Yeah, in English, you don't need a classifier, right? In English, it's 2 cars. In Thai, you have to say car, 2 classifier. So that's the duty of classifier in Thai.
Yeah, but actually, it's not really a new concept for English speaker. You might, classifier, I have no idea what is that. Actually, you have that thing in English as well. Like when you want to say a box of milk.
Yeah, like unit.
Unit. Yeah. So a box of milk.
The measurement.
Yeah,
like a cup of milk.
It's
same. Yeah, but in Thai we just use classifiers a lot. Also, okay. Here we go. Someone said Nook. That's right. My friend's name is Nook with my 3.
And that is wrong. Tell her. Don't write
She'd
it
be
with
like,
my
no, it's
toe.
not wrong. It's my name. I made a lot of progress using the free iOS app called Thai Reading. Okay, I never heard of it. If it's good, keep using it. That's good. Thank you for recommendation. There's a lot of free apps and resources on YouTube as well. One channel that I really like about Thai writing is Kruwari, right? What's her channel again?
Yeah, very good.
All about Thai. Is it all about Thai?
All
All
about
about
Thai,
Thai.
right?
Yeah,
All about Thai by Kruwari or something.
Kruwari.
Yeah.
She has that video has like over 100K view now, I think. And she was teaching 44 consonants, and then vowels too. So if you're looking for free resources, you want to check out her videos and the playlist. Read Thai. Yeah. Okay. Cake, falling tone. Cake, high tone. Cake. Huh? Is that
Cake.
right? Cake.
Yeah, because I'm not so sure because
This is
the
our
first
A. This is our A. It's different. This is our A. It's long vowel. It's not cake, right?
yeah.
It's not
So
cake.
if
So
it
that's
is
different. That's not like no. Yeah.
When it is Sarah A, it's long
Long
vowel, dead
vowel.
syllable with low consonant class, you get falling tone. You're right. Cake.
Yeah.
Cake.
So
No.
that's different.
Cake.
Cake.
Cake. Yeah.
Cake. Yeah. So that's different. But nope, is our O is short vowel. Thank you, Ben. Ronaldo yoga again. Sometimes I see Thais, right? Mai become mai. Yeah, this one is interesting. Actually, the first mai, pronounced mai, that's the correct version of the particle, the question particle. It's supposed to be pronounced as rising tone, mai. However, in conversation, we drop to mai. So the way it is, I will always put subtitle or Thai script as mai with ha heap like this, but I always pronounce as mai high tone. And so that's why some people also use this one to reflect the tone, the high tone, with มอม้าไม่หันอากาศ ไม่โทยอยักษ์. But the proper one, the proper one is with ha heap, yeah.
Exactly. What I just want to say is you need to know that in Thai language, we have many words that the written form and the pronunciation are different. We have a lot of words like that. For example, this one, mai and mai. So when we write, the right version is you need to write with ho heap and mo ma. But when we talk, we say mai with a high tone. I guess that maybe to say mai, it's quite difficult to pronounce a rising tone. So we tend to change the pronunciation to high tone. And this is not the only word. Another common word is like I for a female. When you write, you need ชอชิงไม่เห็นอากาศนอนหนู and according to the tone rules, you're supposed to pronounce with rising tone ฉัน but now Thai people say ฉัน with a high tone as well.
Like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what Sarah shows.
It's the same with the cow and cow too, right?
ใช่
Yeah. Like you don't want to, I mean, when you write, you have to use ขอไข่ cow, but cow, the second one reflects the pronunciation that we actually use or speak. Yeah. But the correct one is supposed to be ขอไข่ yeah.
So, and if you ask like, okay, and which one I should write, the first one, the correct one, or the second one? Actually, you can use both. It's just like you. It depends on you if you want to write the correct word or you write the word that reflect the pronunciation.
Yeah, but if you want to use with like a proper language, like translation tasks, like or assignment, then you need to use the proper one.
Exactly.
But if you it's just like a Facebook status, then you
or
can use
chat
both.
with friends.
Yeah, you can use either or. Yeah, that's right. One person, Nathan Horn, say, you really think it's that easy to learn to read Thai? It's that easy if you tell yourself it's easy. It's gonna be difficult if you said it's difficult. That's what I believe. Anything in life, it's gonna be, I would say, daunting. when you see it like, oh, 44 letters. But let me tell you this. If you study only 3 letters a day, right? 3 letters a day, by the time you finish 30 days, how many letters you're going to study? That exceeds what? You're going to finish in 10 days already. Yeah. 10 or 12 days. Yeah. So when you see anything that is like so big or the project is so big, I'm talking about anything in life, you have to set small goals, right? If you don't set small goals and you see the big picture and want to accomplish the big goal, it's too difficult. It's human nature. We feel like it's out of reach. It's unattainable because it's so far off. But if you set a small goal, like with weight loss too, for example, if you want to lose 20 pounds and you set a small goal like 2 pounds a week or even a month, and then you see the result, and then you feel like, okay, it's rewarding, it's fulfilling, it's some sort of accomplishment, then you're gonna keep motivating yourself to keep going. But if you think you see it as like, oh my god, 44 letters, you feel discouraged by the time, like let's say 1 month pass. By that time, you probably accomplished 44 letters. If you already started from day one, that's how I see it. So I think it's that easy for some people. It's not that easy for other people. For me, it's hard to teach Thai writing. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It's hard because it's a perception. It's a misconception and perception for most people that they think it's hard. And that's why it makes it hard for me to convince them and to teach them. But once they get into Thai writing for maybe like 4 or 5 letters, it becomes easier. It will be hard at first. It'll be hard for a teacher too. If the student already think it's hard, it's going to be hard for the teacher as well. If the student think it's easy, it'll be easier for the teacher to teach as well. So it's not like we're not like magician. We cannot just like, okay guys, it's so easy. Study with me. You read in 10 days. It's not like that. If you spend time with me 45 minutes a week or twice a week, but you never practice, how are you going to see the results, right? Everything takes practice. When I study piano, I practice a lot. I won a competition. I wouldn't never win if I never practice. Doesn't matter how talented I was. The same goes with everything. So I think if you really want to get into Thai writing, start now. Don't procrastinate. Start now. Start by.
And I would say before starting to learn Thai, first open your heart. That think that it's not difficult. Don't set like, okay, this is difficult and I have to learn it. No, it's wrong. Just open your heart and think, yeah, if not everyone, if other can learn, I can learn too.
Yeah, exactly. If someone can learn, if someone can speak Thai fluently like Pikwan,
you're not the first one to start to learn Thai. To learn how to write Thai. Yeah.
Yeah. It can be so easy for some people. It can be difficult for some people. But you guys think we speak English like this when we were born? No, right? we didn't speak any English when we were born. Like our parents are Thai. I never went to international schools. I never went for summer like overseas, right? Because I put a lot of efforts into it. Yes, English alphabet is way easier. I agree with that. But do you think tenses are easy?
Yes, actually, tenses is.
I mean, they are easy for me now because I speak pretty fluently. But before, it took me a while to wrap my head around the concept of tenses. Okay, I hope you keep motivating yourself, Nathan. Keep going. Okay, Rose, Kun Nam, Kun Sarah, are there any books you would recommend to learn writing and perhaps reading? I heard, what's it called? Someone wrote a book, Read Thai in 10 Days.
Yes,
Bingo, right?
I would recommend that one. Yeah, by Bingo.
Bingo Artit, right? His name is Artit. Yeah, that book is pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. I go through all the whole book, read Thai in 10 days, and they teach like step by step, like from basic to until the end. And actually, if you really follow that books, I'm so sure that you can really read Thai in 10 days. But I think
So
the book said read Thai in 10 days. It's possible because we're talking about reading, not about writing, because it takes more time
ah,
to remember
right,
how to
right.
write the script. But to read Thai 10 days, it's enough.
Okay, other book I would like to recommend is learn what is it, Teach Yourself Thai or Thai Essential Grammar by David Smith. David Smith,
I
right?
cannot remember the name. Yeah,
Is it David Smith or David Smith? Smith, right?
yeah, my student said his name is David Smith, because I said Smith before and it was wrong.
Yeah, I just found his ebook on Google. I think I'm gonna buy it because I use a copy one and I feel like I really want to support him because he's written like 2 books that are really helped me with teaching Thai with my students. So I don't know if you guys know like where he lives. I really want to write email to thank him personally. Let me know. So หมดหรือยังคะโอ้โหไม่หมดเลยค่ะอยู่ไหนเนี่ยเธอโอเคเนี่ย this one is good too yeah เธอ okay we're gonna skip this one gives น้ำ nickname for water it's not a nickname for water it
Exactly.
means water
It means water, but only when you pronounce with a high tone.
น้ำ yeah
No,
could be น้ำ right น้ำ is thorn
now mean like torn. No.
yeah or น้ำ is mean น้ำ is name
Name.
step
Yeah.
by step good attitude okay that's great I'm glad you like it I can what's his name Watch is it Russian or Czech sorry if I pronounce it wrong I can read Thai script I'm able to define a single syllable tone and pronounce it but I can't hear tones when I listen to Thai people how to exercise to make this step faster what do you think you need someone to test you like say it and then have you say what they mean the thing is
Yeah, you need
you don't need
exercise. We
yeah
don't
you
have
don't need
enough
to
material for that actually on
right
internet.
you don't need to point out if it's high tone low or mid you need to point out what it means it's only names high low falling is only names if you get the tones right you don't need to be to define or pinpoint which tone is that makes sense it's like if you can pronounce the word egg like kai correctly I'm not going to bother you which tone is that as long as you pronounce it right but we use the name to associate the meaning and the tone yeah so if you think you can pronounce it but you cannot hear but usually listening and speaking are interrelated right that's interesting
Yes.
how you can pronounce it but you don't hear it
No, I would say to hear the tone is not that important as to produce the tone when you talk. So when people talk the like say the whole sentence, it's actually you don't really need to know the tone of each word that they talk, because it's very fast. It's quite impossible to know. You can understand from the context what does it mean each word, but it's only very important when you talk, when you speak, that you need to produce the right tone. Yeah, when you can't hear the tones, it's quite okay. What do you think? For me, it's quite okay if you can't hear the tone in the sentence. I mean, in the whole sentence, because you use the context to help you to understand.
so the next question is if you don't hear the tones did you understand the meaning of those words or not if you can tell if you can guess then maybe you can get away with it for a little bit
If it is only one word by word, and if you can't hear the tones, yes, that is a problem, because there's no context to help you. But in the real conversation, to try to hear the tones for each syllable, it's difficult anyway. Even Thai, to tell, because we already know for Thai. That's why we don't really need to hear, okay, which tone is that. But for learners, when you hear, when you try to understand, it's okay. You just try to understand from the context.
You probably need a private tutor to help you with that.
Check check out my I have to say again, I have a playlist all about Thai tone, and there is an exercise that you can practice tone by tone that will help. Check
and
that out.
those videos are for free, guys. Like they're on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
So make the best out of the videos that we're giving away for free, because we put a lot of efforts into them.
Right.
Yeah. Joe, I'm not sure. Okay, Joe asked about teaching costs. Yeah, it's on my website. I can put it in the description below. For beginner, I'm offering group lessons. Again, I'm advertising on my channel. I'm offering group lessons right now, so you guys might want to check that out. Then English reading and writing isn't easy either. It's not phonetic. That's right. It's not one-on-one pronunciation. Oh, income and love is not pronounced as oh. Exactly. So every language is not.
But for Thai, when you learn Thai script, it's much easier than English because sada is always pronounced sada o is always pronounced o, and that is very easy when you learn Thai script.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Can you speak about how many years does it take to teach Thai little kids in elementary school to get through reading and writing the consonants, vowels, tone rules, etc.? Nam, can you help answer with this?
Ooh, to be honest, I don't have an experience to teach the kids, so I don't want to say if I don't have a real experience. What about you? Have you taught kids before?
Let me answer that. Thai little kids elementary school. I would say based on my experience, okay? Because I haven't taught kids like. I taught them some Thai, but they already know consonant, vowels, and tone rules. I would say, like my student Nong Plern, right? She's in grade 2 or 3. She still hasn't got like. She still hasn't understood like the whole things about tone rules, and there's a lot of words that she still writes it wrong. So I would say 5 to 6 years fromป 1 ถึงป 6. I think when they're entering M1 or grade, when they become a 7th grader, they'll be better by then. But I would say the first 6 years, yeah.
Sorry, I did not see the word Thai little kids. So you're talking about Thai kids, not the foreigner kids. Okay. I have nephew, and he's 7 years old. The elementary school, the first year, and right now he can read Thai, the basic, but I don't think he knows the tone rules, because as the kids that you don't learn tone rules. You know the rule, you know the tones from the word that you hear in daily life. They don't need to learn all the rules like the foreigner learn, right? So
right.
They speak one word, they know the rules exactly because they're used to that. And I would say it's like it would take until like ป 6 until you can really read all Thai, like with a bit higher level.
Okay. Did we answer your question? That's a good question, though. I don't remember anymore.
I'm not so sure because I never teach kids and I don't have kids.
It's like long time ago. How long ago? Let me think. Oh my god. Over 30 years now. Rose said, thank you both a lot for sharing. You both inspired me to keep learning Thai language. That's good.
Yeah.
We're so happy to hear that.
Don't give up. It takes time.
Guys. We're live streaming for almost 90 minutes.
Okay.
I think we should wrap up. You have anything else to tell them? To share?
I think we cover pretty much every topic that we want to talk. The last thing I just want to share, it's just that like the Rose Little, she said like that she got inspired from our conversation today. So I said I just want to say that you should not give up. Don't think that it's so difficult to learn tones. It's so difficult to learn Thai script. Nothing is too difficult. It's if you open your heart and start to learn. And learning a language is a lifelong journey. You will you cannot learn within 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You need to keep learning in the next 10 years. You still need to learn the language anyway. So yeah, go slow, but sure. That's what I want to say. Don't be greedy, and don't demotivate yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Ben said something. Thai kids were drill and tones for years. Kaka, kaka, kaka. Yeah, that's right.
But that doesn't work with foreigners to learn tone that way. It causes confusion, I would say.
Kaka, kaka, kaka. Yeah, well, I mean, when I teach middle consonant, right? Kaka, kaka, kaka. And then when we move to high consonant, is ka, ka, ka.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go low consonants like ka, 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 ka. They're like, oh my god, why they're so different? Some people find it very, very difficult, and then others will be like, oh, okay, I got it. So, okay, you're welcome, Andy. Andy said your YouTube videos are sincerely appreciated. Thank you both. Thank you everyone for watching. Please link where we can take lessons with Kun Sarah and Kun Nam. Nam is gonna be launching her workshop later next year, bro. But I will put my link below for my group lessons, which are coming up in November. So I'm opening 3 classes. I think those should accommodate people in Europe, America, and Thailand, all 3 continents. I was actually planning to do it one class, but because I feel a lot of people, not a lot, but quite a few people, want to study with me, and I'm really excited to teach all of them. So I try my best to accommodate everyone's schedule. Okay, that's it. Nam will update us later about her workshop for tone.
Right. So I can share with you right now that my plan is I would like to do like workshop or course about like tone rules, and also writing Thai, because my goal is I want people to learn how to write Thai. Like I want to increase the number of people who can read Thai, because I mean people, when they learn Japanese, they learn Chinese, they learn how to write, and I think that's more complicated than Thai maybe. Yeah, but they still learn those script, but when people want to learn Thai, they think, okay, it's too difficult and I don't want to learn Thai script, and I'm sad when I hear that. Yeah, it made me sad when they said, I want to learn Thai, but I don't want to learn Thai script. I'm like, why? So I want to teach how to write Thai.
Yeah, I think she mentioned about how she's gonna make it a very good deal for you guys and put a lot of people in class, right? Because when it comes to writing, you don't need a lot of people to speak,
to talk. Yeah.
So you can have like a big number of people to join at the same time. So
but it's not going to be that big anyway. I like
100 people.
No. I mean, like 10 is already big for me. I don't like to teach big class. Yeah.
Just so you guys know, both our schedules are full right now. I think I can accept new students again, possibly in December, but I'm not sure yet. I'll make an announcement if I can. I already have a wait list, but I usually send people to other Thai instructors anyway, like refer them to, because I don't want them to wait. I want them to start right away. Okay, but if some people are willing to wait, like you have a wait list right now.
Yes, I have as well.
Yeah, so some people really want to study with us, like, oh, we love we love your videos and we want to study with you only. It's like, okay, fine, I'll try to accommodate your schedule later on. But we really appreciate, all of the students who want to study with us, and that's the reason that we want to open group lessons, because group lessons accommodate more people. At the end of the day, we have only 24 hours, 7 days. So if we do like private lessons one-on-one, we can do just for a particular amount of people. So we try to cater, like, to a larger group of students and create more impact for you guys and for the society to learn Thai together. So anyways, thank you so much, Nam, for being here.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you for asking me to join your program. I was so excited actually, guys, because this is my really first stream, and yeah, but okay, sorry if I did not answer the right question. I'm quite I'm new in live stream.
I think you did a really good job, and I
Yeah,
think I did a
thank you,
great job.
Sarah.
I think you both did a great job. I mean, honestly, even though I make mistakes on live streams, I know my audience is very forgiving and understanding. So no one's gonna be like, oh, this is not good or whatever. So I always think that
Okay.
everyone is forgiving, understanding. So that's good, right?
โอเค
Anyway,
ซา
so
ร่าเราคุยกัน1 ชั่วโมงครึ่ง we will
ค่ะ
switch to Thai now
ชอบงานมากนะคะโอเคน
านมาก
น้ำ what time is it right now ตอนนี้กี่โมงแล้ว in
ตอน
Germany
นี้ที่เยอรมันเที่ยงครึ่งค่ะ เที่ยงครึ่ง
เที่ยงครึ่งเที่ยง
ใช่
ครึ่ง so
น้ำต้อง
5
ไป
hours
กินข้าวและหิวมาก
and she gotta
I'm hungry
get going for lunch. Okay, guys, before we wrap up the session, I just want to make an announcement real quick. Tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Thailand time, I'm gonna have my live Q&A session. So stay tuned for that. Tune in at 9:30 p.m. Thailand time, and also at 8:30 p.m. I have my private what's it called now? Learn Thai for Beginner Facebook page. Now Nam is also an admin for my group as well. So I'm gonna give like a live session. What's it called? Live video session, live stream. Yeah,
Live
for
session,
lesson. But I'll do it for my private group only. It's free to join. Okay, but you have to answer 4 questions and answer in a very good way, not funny way. And we let you
because
in.
we quite strict. Yeah.
Make sure you say you're my fan. Otherwise, I'm not gonna let you in. So
Okay.
anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as we see you
Yeah,
guys
thank you so
again,
much.
maybe next time. Okay,
Yeah,
have a
thank you,
lovely
Sarah.
evening. Enjoy your lunch now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.